Good morning, Prayerful Heart Consciousness Holders, Seed FM ambassadors, and our wonderful emissaries of light. We love you all. You all show up in the world as a beneficial presence. And we're also welcoming those people that are just viewing or having an opportunity to be with us for the very first time. I am so happy because I'm going to call it Happy Sunday today. And with Happy Sunday, we get an opportunity to set the tone for the coming week. And we get to come together as a family. And you know, my motto, a family that prays together stays together. So, what's happening right now is we are having a simulcast with the entire family. And I'm so excited about it. I have our leadership on the call this morning. And they're going to be sharing some things, maybe hellos or whatever, their wisdom. And then we're going to move into our spiritual practice, which will set the tone for the entire week. So, just a moment right now, I'm just going to invite our entire team to say hello. And we have Gracie Alvarado on today. Gracie, is there anything you want to share with the group?
Just want to say good morning, and since it's pre-Valentine week, may everybody just experience God's love and peace and joy.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so we also have our wonderful wisdom keeper. I'm calling her a wisdom keeper, and I'm so excited. And I think I have her permission to share. We got a birthday coming up. I'm so excited. And she's going to be 81 years old. And you know what? When she turned 80, I tell you, it was good not only for her, I think it was good for us. I had a lot of fun with her in her 80s, being 80. So she's just getting younger and younger. And that is our wonderful Patty Walton. Patty, is there anything you want to share this morning?
You talk about humor. The first thing that came to my mind is growing old is not for sissies. You got to be strong.
Oh, I got to write that down.
But I prefer growing old as to the alternative any day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, bad, or indifferent. When I do have those days that I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, you stop. When you make the decision to stop struggling, you will stop. When you stop struggling, things get better.
Wonderful.
Well, Peg, that reminds me that it's not the pace of life that'll kill you, it's the sudden stop at the end.
Wow. Yes. And that was our wonderful Catherine Redmond. And she's with us all the way from Albuquerque. Not Albuquerque. Here I go again. I'm putting my foot in my mouth. All the way from Roswell, New Mexico. It's a mighty town. So what do you have to share this morning, Kathy?
We have a reading from Creative Ideas, which is from the Beyond Limits class that you're teaching right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of our assignment, but I keep coming back to this one this week. And it's called My Faith is Creative. It says, decree a thing and it shall be established unto thee. And that was from Job 22:28. And what it reads is, faith acts like a law because it is a law. It is the law of mind and action. When we realize this, we no longer feel that we must have faith in ourselves as isolated beings, but rather as a human being, we are included in the great law of life. Then we can rest in complete confidence that our words spoken in faith are the presence and power and activity of the Spirit in all of us. All sense of making things happen or holding thoughts or concentrating is put aside, and with childlike acceptance, we make known our request with thanksgiving. And the prayer reads, I am one with God. Nothing can separate me from the Spirit within. With complete faith, it is in its presence and power. I know that all that I am and all that I do is the divine presence expressing itself through me. I now speak my word of health for my body, my feelings, and my thoughts, knowing that the Spirit within is the power which brings this wholeness into complete being. I speak the word of joy, and the Spirit then frees me from loneliness and sadness. The thoughts I think and the words I speak are brought to pass because it is God speaking them through me.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. I'm just appreciating all the sharing today. And that sharing is just moving us all into the space of where we need to go today. Our theme this month is focusing on, I'm going to just check my notes here. It is called All the Colors of Love. And today we're going to be working with body. And we're going to be talking about body in an interesting way. The title is Our Body is Not an Apology. And I really like that idea. And when we talk about our bodies not being an apology, basically what we're saying is something more than I'm sorry. An apologetic way, and I'm just reading these notes here, it says an apologetic way of life includes behaviors or beliefs that one is not entitled to their own joy and power, and that they must take steps to atone somehow for the existing way that they do. We in Science of Mind do not believe this. And what we believe is that our whole being is an important part of the process. Even with, and when it comes out, it flushes out and seems to be there is pain in the world. And pain, I'm remembering now the wisdom of a wonderful, wonderful practitioner. And she would say pain is an informer of what's going on in our lives. So we get to remember we are so much more than we appear to be. And we get to remember too that the body is an expression of life that continues to evolve, it continues to fulfill itself, and it continues to enrich itself within our lives. This is what the Science of Mind says. Body expresses intelligence. Its apparent intelligence being lent by the consciousness which permeates it. The physical body is evolved for the purpose of allowing consciousness to function on this plane. Now, when we talk about it functioning on this plane, we're also talking about allowing it to expand itself and fulfill itself in its highest expression. And that highest expression has to do with our perseverance in our awareness, in our practice, and everything. So it's quite interesting. We were signing in this morning our leadership, and we were talking about the triune nature of God, spirit, soul, and body. And you can hear that we have a couple of people in our that are in class with me right now. And them being in class, they shared, we were talking about having a triune nature experience. And they all came in, one, and we had that. But the most important part about it is to embody the principles that we're talking about and our understanding. Being a student of life. And when we are a student of life, that requires listening, it requires tuning in and allowing for it to clarify itself and reveal itself in a sacred way. See, because what we believe is a very important part. Ernest Holmes puts it this way in one of our What We Believe statements. It says that we believe, and just give me a moment because I need to let my eyes settle for a moment. And it is a very important, I want to read it. I could paraphrase it for you, but I want you to hear it. That the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete complete freedom. He used to use, we cleaned up our language, but I do love that word, emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. Part of that requires listening. Part of that requires that we move into a place of love. And moving into the place of love is going beyond appearances. It may require that we shatter or break agreements about things as they are within our lives and our experience, and allow for our bodies, the body of our affairs, to move into a place of harmony. And when I say the body of our affairs, I'm even talking about the physical body. And I'm talking about those things that we carry around here in the human experience. I'm also talking about those things that are happening, for example, within the body of our relationships. There are some things that we get to work on in terms of our relationships. But this is not about I'm feeling sorry and shamed. It's about I know that I'm so much more than I appear to be. And I am choosing, and it is always about choice. I'm choosing to rise above this and to have a greater experience. And as we choose to do that, what happens is we continue to grow, we continue to show up as a beneficial presence in the world. So this morning, what I'd like for us to do is I'd like for us to move into that sacred space of being able to consciously commune with our bodies, to move into a place of surrender. And I'm going to invite you to just join me in a heart math moment. One of the things I always like to do is just have a talk with the body. One of my favorite parts of the body in terms of communication is the heart. And the reason I like the heart is because the heart can speak to every part of the body. It pumps blood, and that blood flows to every part of the body. And it can send the signal of truth. So I'm going to invite you right now to join me with an open heart and to focus on the heart right now. And as you're focusing on the heart right now, I want to invite you to just slow down, release all the stories we tell ourselves, and also release anything that it took to get to this moment. And I want you to practice breathing on the count of 5 into your nose. And I want you to exhale through your mouth on the count of 5. Let's do this again. And just pay attention to the breath. Sometimes when we move into the place where we're stressed, We don't know. I had a conversation with my granddaughter yesterday. I was asking her a question. Sometimes we get stuck into the fact we have to perform outside of ourselves, as opposed to being in tune with allowing. So just continue to breathe. And what are we allowing? We're allowing for the heart, the color of love, to expand itself. And so our theme this month is to plant seeds of kindness. So I'm inviting you to recall a moment of kindness, or perhaps a moment of compassion, deep care, or deep appreciation. And for me, in this very moment, my deep appreciation is for my physical body. And my appreciation is for its ability to allow me to show up in this experience as a beneficial presence. And energetically, it supports me in anchoring in peace and in harmony. Energetically, it supports me in my flexibility, my ability to move. So my memory is right now focused on a walk. I did a power walk yesterday. My granddaughter and I just had a walk where we talked from the heart. And we set the timer and walked for 15 minutes. And after we finished, we said, is that all it is? We're training for a 5K right now. I want you to feel your energy and your appreciation. What I'm feeling right now is that energy of perfect love in action, where we had an opportunity to speak from the heart, and where my body pumped blood. And that blood allowed me to be resilient when confronted with things that seemed out of alignment. It gave me the go-to tools to get back in alignment. In essence, that practice was preparing the way for the presence to go before, to clearly fulfill itself, and emancipation from discord. I want you to feel your moment and anchor that moment. I'm anchoring it within my heart right now and allowing the spirit and the energy of emancipation from any form of discord, freedom from any discord within my body to touch every single cell of my body. And just breathing and allowing every single cell to fulfill its purpose. And I'm remembering that that purpose is for good. And so it is in this moment that I just slip into prayer, just acknowledging only one power and one presence. And that power and that presence is the divine. It is that sacred presence moving and fulfilling itself right here, right now, in a sacred way within my life, within my experience, and within the lives and experiences of each and every single person that is here on this call. What I know is that there is only one, that it is unified in the consciousness of perfect love. And it is the we, it is the all-inclusive essence. So what I know is anyone that is hearing or being exposed to these precious moments right now, the sacred word, that we are all lifted up to the place of the Most High, that the healing presence of the divine wisdom of spirit fulfills itself, and it creates a space of healing. It supports the presence of a world that works for everyone. And what I know about this one life, this one power, this one presence, that the spirit of good, that divine wisdom and divine love continues to express itself. And it reveals itself as life ever giving of itself. It reveals itself as that divine presence that moves, that has its being, and it fulfills itself in a practical way. What I'm knowing is that there is perfect wisdom and communication. There is clarity. There is divine understanding. And that spirit communes with itself and fulfills itself in a sacred and a most profound way. I know that the presence of love in action fulfills itself and reveals itself right now. So as we go forward in this day and through this week, I know that love shows up in all the sacred ways and in practical ways within our lives and our experiences. I know that our body, our physical body, is in sacred communication and in support. And I know that it fulfills itself too within all other areas, our relationships, within our finances. It fulfills itself within our acceptance of who and what we are and who we are. It reveals itself as life thriving in a way of truth, in this upward spiral of good, creating a space where good continues to expand for ourselves and for all of humanity. So in this space of love right here, right now, I just give high thanks and high gratitude for the wisdom, the joy, the peace, and the spirit of God creatively expanding itself within the body of our affairs. I give thanks for our releasing the sick and tired of being sick and tired and opening up to the greater expression of good. I'm giving thanks for the joy of living, the joy of being. And it is in this space right here, right now, that I simply release these words into the action of universal law. And I'm inviting us all to affirm right now. And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
And
Thank you, thank you, thank you all. I thank you for all being on this call. I'm thanking you for creating an opportunity. Remember, whenever it seems that there's some form of discord, it's an opportunity to expand in the Spirit of God. So I want to share with you, there are so many things unfolding in our community. I want to create an urgency. And since I have Gracie on the call, I get to remind her we had a party and she won a raffle ticket to the play, The Key, the Inner Guide to a Higher Vibration. We have your ticket, Gracie, and we'll be sending that ticket to you. We're so excited. And I'm inviting everyone to come out on February 29th. This is the month of love. This is a wonderful story. It is about love in action. It is a story that supports us in learning more and growing more into who we are, just like what we've talked about. But it is so enriching and so engaging, and we get an opportunity to see how it shows up in our day-to-day living. So check with us, keep checking back with us, because something is always going on in this community. I will see you again And I say namaste to all.
Stay.